Our Minister of Information, Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah, has visited the premises of Citi FM after journalist Caleb Kuda was allegedly assaulted by national security operatives during an investigation. Mr. Oppong-Nkrumah's visit comes on the back of calls for an independent probe into the matter, which saw Caleb Kuda allegedly receive slaps and kicks in his groin. Mr. Kuda was arrested for filming abandoned state vehicles at a national security facility. Now, the National Security Secretariat says it has launched investigations into the alleged assault of Citi FM journalist Caleb Kuda. In a statement, Chief Director of the National Security, Lieutenant Colonel Ababio Srebo, retired, indicates that Mr. Kuda gained access into the National Security building through false pretense. The statement by the National Security reads, "The Ministry of National Security has taken note of claims by Mr. Caleb Kuda and Ms. Zoe Abubedu, journalists from Citi FM, that they were manhandled during an interrogation at the ministry on May 11, 2021. The protection of rights and freedoms of the citizenry remains a cornerstone to safeguarding the peace and stability of the state. Cognizant of the aforementioned, the Ministry of National Security strives at all times to uphold the ethics and professional standards guiding operational duties. This includes, but is not limited to, interrogation processes for persons who are required to assist in investigations." It is worth noting that the interrogation of the two journalists was necessitated by the following. Mr. Kuda was detected on the said day filming within the precincts of a national security installation, contrary to the no photography rules at such restricted security zones. Upon interrogation, it was revealed that Mr. Kuda had gained access to the premises under false pretense. It was also revealed that Mr. Kuda had forwarded the footages he had taken surreptitiously to Ms. Zoe Abubedu. Upon declining an invitation for an investigation, Ms. Abubedu was picked up by operatives of the ministry. The journalists were released on the same day after the interrogation. Let's now hear from Minister for Information, Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah, speaking during his visit to Citi FM.
As a colleague and as minister for the sector, I came by this morning to pay you a visit and also to express to you the worry with which we received the account as put out by Caleb and Zoe on what transpired during this interrogation at National Security. And we're worried because it does not reflect how staff of a security agency should treat anybody, be the person a citizen, let alone a journalist. If that person is under investigation or is assisting an investigation or is even suspected of having done something untoward, like in this case, the suspicion of having gone contrary to some of the rules and practices there, it still would not warrant conduct as is being reported by Caleb and Zoe of what transpired, and that's why we are worried. But we are also pleased to note that because this doesn't reflect how staff of an agency should work, that's why the National Security Ministry itself has launched an internal inquiry into the matter. And our expectation is that that inquiry is not a perfunctory inquiry. It's a serious inquiry that should get to the bottom of it and find out if indeed these allegations are true, the persons who are responsible for it be held to account. No ifs, no buts. There are many times when you find security agencies say they are investigating a matter and these investigations never end. But it is important that this investigation is seen through and the persons responsible, if these accounts are found to be true, are held to account. But even beyond this, we in the ministry have been working to strengthen the National Media Commission, which is a constitutionally mandated body to, among other things, preserve the sanctity of media practice in this country. We've been working to strengthen their outfit so that they can also independently deal with some of these matters. That's why quite recently we set up a whole office dedicated to this purpose. Over the holiday, I've had opportunity to speak to the chairman and to the executive secretary that they need to take an interest in this matter, and indeed the other reports as have come forward, and do their inquiries and put forward the necessary recommendations that need to be put out. I know sometimes they like to wait for a complainant to come forward, but I believe that these are matters that they can take judicial notice of and engage with the parties and satisfy whatever technical requirements may exist. But it will be important that they take notice and get involved and help us come to a certain terminal point